What's up, everybody? This is Ant here on the next episode of Randomz. I got my man
Dro. You already know it's your boy Dro. It's a pleasure to be here with my man Ant. This guy's doing big things.
No doubt, no doubt. Where you from, my man?
Well, I originally born in Hartford, Connecticut, raised in Hartford, Connecticut as well, but also grew up in Jersey, here in Newark. My parents were divorced when I was a little boy, so I had the best of both worlds. I had Connecticut and I had Jersey. So I'm a Jersey boy to the heart, though. I'm a Jersey boy.
Cool. And what you do, my man?
Right now, I am a bodyguard and a driver for a high-profile family in New York. I'm a combat veteran, so I have the military background, and I also do little ventures on the side as far as building my personality brand.
No doubt.
So I do interviews like yourself and stuff, and I work with different artists within the music industry, and I'm actually helping one of my best friends promote his book.
Okay.
So working on that too. So a lot of things going on.
Okay, well let's jump in. Like, so what's the name of that book right there?
It's called The Lookout.
The Lookout.
It's called The Lookout, and it's basically a memoir of my boys, his vision through his eyes, along with us and our other boys, with fictitious names, but all the events are true.
Okay.
So it's almost done, and we're gonna get into publishing situated, and then you guys will be the first to hear about the book. The book is awesome. So far, what I've read, awesome.
That's what's up.
Awesome, man.
That's what's up.
So yeah.
I mean, like, yo, I'm always into a good read. What's the last book you read?
Oh man, the last book that I read was by brain fart, caught me off guard. David Baldacci. It was a book by David Baldacci, who's a great thriller writer, and it was about two spies trying to like find each other.
Oh wow,
it's just crazy. Yeah, that's the last book I read.
Okay.
Good book.
Okay, that's dope, man.
Yeah,
That sounds very
a lot of
interesting.
ideas started to flow off of that.
All right, man. So tell me a little bit about the military background. What was that like? You know
Oh
what I'm
man, I tell you what, the military is by far the best investment that I gave myself as a young man. To all those listening who have misconceptions of the military, one thing that I can honestly say is that the military gave me leadership, discipline, and loyalty. It's another thing, loyalty and love for country and love for community, man. I mean, everything that I do it with a sense of pride when it comes to raising my children in this country, and just a lot of the thing, the camaraderie is what I love most about serving my military, my United States Army, not Marine Corps, not Air Force, Army, Third ID.
Touched on that because I was about to
Third ID, baby, Third ID, dog-faced soldiers all day.
No doubt. I mean, like, going through that, man, like you said, that it built your character.
Absolutely, man.
So it was something that you would recommend?
Absolutely. Look, a lot of these young kids out here tend to be in the street following bad leadership to do bad things. Now, if you can change that and get yourself involved in the military, you come out of there so much better. Okay. So much better. I encourage my 18-year-old son, you know, I put the bug in his head. He's either going to join the Secret Service or the Army. So, you know, we'll see. But it's the greatest investment, man. You know, it teaches you so much. For me, the experiences were great. I served 2 combat tours overseas in Iraq, and I was young. I was only 21 years old when I first went. When I joined the Army, I was 20. When I got sent to Iraq, I was 24 years old.
Wow.
And I just had my son. He was 1 year old when I left to Iraq.
Wow.
But to be in a foreign land, to see things from a different perspective, really humbled me to the core. I mean, those people were beyond poor, and looked to us as United States representatives and soldiers for help. And it was my duty to go out there and change their lives out there, as well as change mine, being so young at 24. I went again at 26.
Oh wow.
I went twice, because once wasn't enough, right? So I went twice. Yeah, I did a second tour in Iraq. I did a 15-month deployment, my second tour. So that was,
wow.
It was long, it was hot. I suffered a lot of trauma, but the reward was the same, if not greater. I got a chance to change lives over there. I got a chance to motivate people to take charge of their own country. And they felt that peace, and they felt safe when I was there.
Wow.
So that, to me, you know, I take that, I think about it all the time, all the people that I impacted, along with my comrades as well. You know.
I think that one thing that people think when you think military deployment, you think, okay, we're going to go over there and kill a bunch of people.
It's not like that at all. Such a misconception. Such a misconception. No. Basically, as an ambassador for your country, You go out there, yeah, you have missions, but our mission isn't to go out there and kill. Right. That's such a misconception. That's not what we do. We defend ourselves when need be, but our job is to make their lives better, you know, to show them a different way of life. And sometimes through that directive comes tragedies, and the outcome is a lot of triumph, which is amazing. And I'll do it again. If I could, I'd go back and do it again.
Definitely,
yeah, man.
Definitely. Wow, man. That was definitely another perspective of things.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that.
Oh, no doubt, man.
So what's going on with the music thing? I want to say the radio background.
The radio background. I bet. I started in radio when I was 19 years old. I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Great school. Recommended highly. Whether you want to get into radio or behind the scenes or whatever, but this isn't a plug. I started radio when I was 19. I first went on the air as a radio personality. I started off as an intern, but an opportunity came where I got a chance to have my own mix show. I hosted Friday nights and Saturday nights 8 to 12 on Jams 910, which was an AM hip-hop station, first of its kind in Hartford, Connecticut. We never had an urban station at the time. So this was in its first inception, and it was the most popular thing in the New England area.
Hartford has an AM
hip-hop station. It used to. Now it's now FM Hot 93.7. Shout out to my Hot 93.7 fam. DJ Craig G, Jenny Boom, and all those guys over there in Hartford, they're doing big numbers. It's like the Hot 97 of Connecticut, and they run things over there. So shout out to them. I work with them as well. But yeah, the young kid, man, I met so many artists, so many of these people that I look up to. I've interviewed Ja Rule twice. I've interviewed You God and Shaheem, Jizza, Mobb Deep, Pun before he died, and a plethora of other artists. And this is like me at 19. The year 2000, and hip hop is now making that transition, and here I am at the forefront of it all. So it was dope, man. It was such a dope experience. I also worked in Georgia while I was in the military. I moonlighted and did commercials for the radio station out there, 93.1 The Beat.
That was a great time to be in Georgia too. Back in
2000. It was 2005, 2005, 2006, where I was in Georgia over at Fort Stewart and by Savannah. And yeah, man, I did a lot of things out there. And then, I continue through the music now. I help promote and develop artists.
Right.
I always got my hands in something. Man. I'm a good judge of music and talent. And right now is what I'm trying to do. I have a couple of artists that I'm working with now, along with my guy who has the book. And we're just trying to push it up forward and make the best of it. Make the absolute best of it, man. Make the absolute best of it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
What's the name of the artist?
Vicky Wars is the artist that I'm working with now, and my brother who lives in Springfield, Massachusetts, Hoffa, he's another artist that I'm developing right now. We have music, but I'm developing the promotion part of it right now and working on the stage presence and the stage performance, because I do that as well. And
that's a big part of it.
Oh, it's everything. If you don't know how to perform on stage, from one middle of the stage to the right and the left, and grow and evolve with the audience, you're not gonna make it in this business.
Absolutely.
You're not.
The days of putting the chair on the stage and sitting there with the microphone is done.
Or even having a whole bunch of dudes around you just jumping around that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Not anymore. Not to me. So I know how to bring the best out of an artist, whether you're writing a book or whether you're doing music. Whatever you're doing, I tend to see the best in the artist, and I try to do, through my experiences and my expertise, I try to bring the best and the maximum out of that artist.
Definitely.
That's what I'm doing now.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. You got to treat them right.
Man, listen, I'm custom model. I let them be the Mike Tysons. I'll be Dame Dash in the back. That's what I do.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
I got a quick question for you in the middle, because I'm gonna ask you some more questions.
Okay.
Right in the middle, religion or spirituality?
Spirituality all day.
All day.
Now, should I break it down?
Yes, please break it down.
I don't want to seem like an atheist.
Okay.
But I grew up in a very religious home, a Pentecostal home. My mom, my uncles. My uncle had 2 congregations in Connecticut. My uncle's a very religious dude, but a very smart man. For me, my experiences with religion have always been based on money. And I felt, and I still feel that, God is here. And the way that God is exposed is by your actions and what you do to make people see and reveal that God. You know what I'm saying? It's free. I don't have to pay anybody. I don't have to go to church and give tithes. And I noticed that a lot of people in those religious, powerful positions tend to prey on submissive minds and weak minds in order for financial gain.
Right.
And I just don't agree. I think that's not my cup of tea. I don't want to get, it's not my cup of tea. So I figured out, my perspective is that there's a wavelength there. You know what I'm saying? It's a strong wavelength. You can either use it for the good or use it for the bad.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you use it for the good, good things come out of that, because when you do something good, it feels good, and people see that. You have a light about you. When you do things negative, you carry that cloud. And people tend to stay away from that. They know that you're no good. So I kind of figured that out growing up, and especially my times in Iraq, where I said, there's these poor kids here. What are the difference between their kids that are poor and my kids? Opportunity and blind faith. People put a lot of blind faith on things, and if you blindly just think that this is going to happen, it's going to happen. No, you got to put in work. You got to do the right thing, and always move with a sense of goodness about you. And everything also fall into place. Now, I don't believe in these fictitious characters that tend to be personified in different books of religion. I stay away from that. I think it gets too complicated for me. So I'd rather just be a good person, do the right thing, do good, raise my kids with morals and values, and teach them the same way. I don't like to implement something that was implemented on me, and I can't ask questions of why.
Right.
I'm always asking questions of why.
Right.
Nah,
why can't you question anything in religion?
For real, to me, I think it's just something that is fear-based. Like if you everything is put on fear, you can't do it because God is gonna come in. I don't believe in none of that.
I agree. I mean, I just want to put a little bit of my spin on it.
Sure.
It's like, I think that God lives within each and every one of us, and that's what connects us. You know what I'm saying? That's that spirit energy, and and I think that God is a loving God, and it's a unifier.
Yes.
And I feel like religion drives a wedge between people, and it also has people look like they're holier than thou. Sometimes they get feelings in the church and stuff like that of superiority and things of that nature, which is just cancerous to a group of people. You know what I'm saying? It's no good. Ego destroys relationships all the time.
And then you throw money involved in that. Oh, you got a recipe for disaster.
That's right.
And then you got a lot of people right now. A lot of my friends, a lot of people that I know are steering away and getting away from the religion.
Right.
I say, because we live now in a different age than we lived 30, 40 years ago, or 50 years ago, or 60 years ago. Things were a lot more simpler then, so it was a lot easier to go and reach and rely on that religion. Right. Now we got information right in the palm of our hands. If we don't understand something, we could just look it up. But wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense, and why?
So why can't you ask questions at church?
I think it's because for me, this is my personal opinion. I think that if people really seen the truth, and the people in power would lose that power. You know what I'm saying? The people in power would lose that financial leverage that they have over the congregation. Right. So when you ask questions, it's almost like the who's really behind the Wizard of Oz kind of thing. So I think that's, you got to keep them here in order for me to be here. So you got to stay over there. So that's why people are, sometimes afraid to ask questions, or people are offended when questions are asked.
No doubt. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. I mean, like, I feel like if everyone knew that God was right here and within you and always there with you, they would know that they don't have to go to a church to...
It would save you 15% on fucking concerts.
True.
So listen, I like my discount.
No doubt.
I'm good where I'm at.
Oh man, we got
respect to everybody who's religious and all of that. Hey,
we got so much. Check this out. This line that he's wearing right here.
Be strong and courageous. This is out of a line. Is my daughter's uncle out of Brooklyn. Very strong dude, and he has a big vision for the community and for positivity to be spread through the clothing. So shout out to my man's out there in Brooklyn. Be strong and courageous. Peep the line, Instagram. Be strong and courageous, and all that.
It's fire.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about a little bit about the security guard thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, my man, like, how is that? You know what I'm saying? Putting your life on the line every day. Make sure that they all right.
It's dope, man, and I've been doing what I've been doing. I'm a bodyguard and driver for I've worked with another family for the past 3 years. I'm working with their relative this year due to COVID and all that stuff. So I'm working with a new family this year. But my job is really important, man. I wake up every day, 4:30 in the morning. I'm in the city by 5. And my job basically is to make sure that they get from point A to point B safely and make sure nothing happens to them. And I get them back home safely. And myself as well. And being that it's a very high profile job, it takes a lot of attention to detail.
Right.
It takes a lot of hypervigilance. I have to always be aware. And that goes with my military background. You know, the way that I got this job was because of the work that I did in the past and word spread. And you don't find this kind of job on like Craigslist or on any website. You have to know someone that knows someone that wants you.
It's some Frank Castle.
Yeah, it's compared to, you ever seen the movie Man on Fire with Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
It's exactly what I do.
Wow.
It's exactly what I do.
Wow.
So it's a very tough job. It has a lot of perks, don't get me wrong. A lot of perks. But with those perks come a lot of responsibility.
I would imagine.
Yeah, man. And it's great money, but it's not even about the money. It's about the relationships that I'm building with them, working with a bunch of millionaires. So if you surround yourself with millionaires, what do you think you're going to be one day? Hey, I'm picking brains. I'm picking minds. I'm networking. I'm building relationships because I'm setting myself up for the next transition.
Definitely.
That's what I'm doing.
I mean, like going to work, have you ever felt nervous?
Never.
At all? Never.
I'm a combat vet, bro. There's nothing that I can't, there's no threat that I haven't faced that I can't overcome. I'm the best trained. I'm proficient and efficient in what I do. I'm the best at what I do.
Okay. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a chance to rub elbows with the rich, but at the same time, that cost could be, crazy.
I don't look at them like they're rich, though. Once they get in my vehicle, they're just like me. And if you sit down and you talk to them, financial tax bracket goes out the window. You're now human. You're one-on-one. I'm no longer, Pedro who lives in Newark. I'm Pedro, and they look at me as such. And the way that I carry myself too, I don't let, I like to look at people eye to eye. I'm never beneath anybody.
Definitely.
Never. So,
Definitely.
So they respect me a lot. And with that respect and that rapport that I have goes a long way. So if I need something, if I need to connect with something, maybe you need something, I know this guy over here who has a lot of money, maybe he may want to sponsor you some way, somehow, you know what I'm saying, and invest in your vision. That's the kind of things that I do. I put 2 and 2 together, whether it's with me or anybody else. It's all about building.
That's what's up.
That's what I do.
I say there's always 2 types of people on the planet. We got builders and we got destroyers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're definitely a builder.
Hey, man.
I mean, that's how we connect.
Hey,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? I mean, like, people that like to build, tend to, have the best things in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, but life tends to smile upon people who have the best intentions. You know what I'm saying?
But those people with those intentions always tend to get the bad end of the stick sometimes. But that's lessons being learned for me. Lessons being learned. You gotta scrape your elbows a little bit, but the scab will heal, and now you're stronger. You know what I'm saying? You're more conditioned to handle other difficult situations as they come. So trust me, it hasn't been easy. But like you said, builders, you are what you attract.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You are what you attract. The way that you project yourself is what you're going to attract. So
Absolutely.
I live with that mentality. I live with
Absolutely.
that philosophy all day. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome.
So I got a question, man. You got any stories that you might want to share with anybody?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to tell you how I got into radio.
Okay.
I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and this is a true story. So I'm working late night. I graduated Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and I've had the vision of working for this one radio station. Mind you, it was an AM station. It was still in its infancy, but it was the most popping thing in 99, 2000. It was the most popping thing. So once I graduated, I was working 3rd shift at an apartment building as a security guard. And this is a luxury apartment building in Hartford, Connecticut. And every Friday, this lady would walk in drunk out of her mind, and I would help her to her apartment, make sure she got in there okay. Her name was Maria. And so one day Maria walks in, and I just started my shift. She walks in about maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, hammered. And so she had the radio station t-shirt on. And my curiosity was like, hey Maria, where'd you get that t-shirt? And she was like, oh, I work for the station, I'm the general manager. I said, oh,
wow.
shit. So my eyes got this big. And this crazy story is that the radio station was behind my high school. And so every day after high school, I would go to the radio station and beg for a job. The same security guard and the same secretary used to kick me out. Get out of here, kid. You can't work here. You're not going to work here. Go to school. Do what you got to do, but you can't. And I would literally, for the last 6 months of my high school year, would get kicked out at least once a week from that station. That same, a year later after I graduated, this lady happens to pop in my life, and she goes, "Oh, you want to work at the station?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Meet me at the station Monday morning at 8:30."
Wow.
The same people. Now I get there at 8. 7:45, I'm already at the station, and I was hoping that she kept her word. Maria, strolls in about 8:30, 8:35, and I'm sitting in the lobby, and she walks in. She goes, "Hey Pedro, hey guys, this is Pedro. He's gonna be our intern. He works here now." The same security guard and the same secretary that used to kick me out every day looked at me and was like, "You are one determined young man. Congratulations, you deserved it." About a month later, I had the #1 mix show on that station.
Wow.
I killed it. Some guy quit 2 hours before the show. It was Friday Night Thunderstorm from 8 to 12. This guy quit 2 hours before the show. I used to sleep at that station. I didn't go home. I slept at that. I worked third shift, went from my job to the station, ran errands, did everything that I was supposed to do, earned my stripes. 2 hours before the show, this guy quits, and they're like, "Yo, who we gonna have? Who we gonna have?" I was like, hello, I'm right here.
Seize the opportunity.
I was like, I was in June 18th, 99. I'll never forget that day. June 18th, 99. I graduated high school June 18th, 98. So a year to the day of my dream that I wanted, finally to fruition to the day. June 18th, 99. I had my first on air. I pushed the button. I was on air.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I worked radio a couple of months later. I had the #1 mix show. Next thing you know, I'm interviewing Ja Rule. I'm interviewing Wu-Tang. I'm interviewing Pun and Terror Squad. I'm interviewing I went shopping with Mobb Deep. I mean, at 19 years old, and this is when Murder Music came out for Mobb Deep. It was the hottest album out in the summer.
Absolutely, I remember that.
And then Ja Rule's first album, Vena Vita Vici, came out.
Right.
I interviewed him twice, and Irv Gotti and Vita and his whole squad. So from being this kid from Newark, New Jersey, and from Hartford, Connecticut, with a vision and a dream, to putting in the work of going to broadcasting school, to having to fall on that such an opportunity, it wasn't by accident. I was moving a certain way, and that energy led me to that moment, and the rest is history.
Wow.
And the rest is history, man.
I
became the dope. What I always tell people is, I came up with a motto: you're a day away from reaching your goals, and you're seconds away from greatness. I came up with that, and I should get a tattoo somewhere on me, but I live with that in my mind every single day I wake up. You're a day away from reaching your goals, and you're seconds away from greatness. If you live with that motivation and momentum, trust me, there's nothing that you can't do, because today's almost over. Tomorrow, you got from the time you wake up to the time that you go to sleep, and between that time span, because one day you may not go to sleep, so you got to take advantage of that moment. You are the director of your movie, of your journey. You are the curator of your journey, so I take it serious, man. So what you're doing now is dope. You wake up every day, this is what you do, Randomz. This is awesome. And I've known you a long time. I've known you a long time, man, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Anything's possible. And I'm still not done. I'm only getting started.
I mean, next week is your 18th birthday. You know what
Yo,
I'm saying?
every day is my birthday. If you guys know me on social media, I randomly just say today's my birthday.
Right.
And I have 100 people wishing me a happy birthday. Knowing my birthday is in February, but it's almost like when people acknowledge that, you feel that love.
Definitely.
So live your life like every day's your birthday, bruh. Blow out them candles.
That
Pause.
is an excellent analogy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's real good. I mean, like, all right, so in closing, is there anything you want to say? Any shout outs, anything?
I want to send a shout out to my kids, man, because they the most important thing in my life, man. My children, all of them.
Why is that the first time I heard that?
All of them. My kids,
awesome.
man. My kids are my motivation. My kids are
Yes.
the reason that I wake up and do what I do every day.
Yes.
And just to everyone, a shout out to you, man. Shout out to your venture, to this Randomz whole movement. I believe in it. I believe in you, and I think that you're gonna do amazing things.
Thank you.
Amazing things.
Thank
Only the beginning, bruh.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. You're gonna be on TV somewhere.
Hey man, we climbing this ladder
Let's
together.
do it. Let's
we
do
climbing
it.
this ladder together.
Let's do it.
Everybody's with us.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
do it, man.
Definitely. All right. So we out of here. We wrapping this up. Peace.
Peace.